guys, today I have a completely non-beauty related video for you. I would normally put this on my vlog channel, but I decided that I would put it on this channel because it's most relevant to this kind of content, and it is about sponsorship. Now, the main reason that I'm making this video is because I recently learned a lot about sponsorship disclaimer that I didn't know. Obviously on my blog, if I do a sponsored post, I will always tell you that it's sponsored in some way. Some companies are like, you know, they try and get around things and ask you not to say that it's sponsored. I'll say it's a paid link or whatever, but I will always make it clear to you guys that it has been paid for in some way or sponsored or whatever. So on my blog, that's fine, but on YouTube videos, it's kind of a new territory for me because I don't generally make sponsored videos. I have done in the past, and probably a handful in the last 18 months, 2 years. I could probably count on one hand how many I've made. But more recently, I've had lots of requests and I've been considering more of them. So when I learned that you actually have to put, by law, the sponsorship disclaimer within the body of the video, not in the description bar, has to be in the body of the video somewhere, because that video could be embedded somewhere where you can't see the description bar and they would not know that it had been sponsored or paid in any way from that company. So basically, legally, you have to disclaim it within the video. Now, what I'll probably do if that comes up in future is I will put some kind of annotation, or I'll put a credit at the end that says sponsored by XYZ, that kind of thing. But if I do a sponsored video, or if anything within my video that I make is sponsored in the future, that's what you will see. You will see it within the video. I might not physically say this video is sponsored, but it won't just be in the description bar. It will be written or annotated somewhere, and obviously it will still be in there as well if you want to check. But I do get questions quite frequently about whether or not a video is sponsored, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if people just assume that videos are sponsored, or if I like a product too much, people assume that I'm being paid to say that I like it. I want to be clear that I will never hide that from you guys. If you want to ask, I'll always answer you. I'm not offended by you asking me if it's a sponsored video. You can go ahead and ask. I'm just always curious as to what I said or what I did within that video that made people think it was sponsored. But anyway, that is what this video is going to be about, sponsorship. I want to answer 2 questions that have been massively frequently asked just over my time on YouTube, and especially since I've taken sponsored posts on my blog and things. And they are, how long till you can make a living blogging and YouTubing, and how do you get sponsored posts and free samples? Well, the sponsored posts and free samples, basically people contact you after a certain period of time. If you've got a presence online, then PR companies will become aware of you. They will contact you and say, I'd like to send you this, or is there something you would like to receive, XYZ. And that's how that works. So you may receive things to review that way. Then, on top of that, and I think this probably takes a little bit longer, and the amount that people are paid are hugely varied, but then eventually some people might say, oh well, I'll pay you XYZ to mention this on your blog, or to review this, or to do whatever, and it's all basically they come to you. There's no way of you making that happen any quicker. So I just wanted to get that out of the way in case anyone was going to ask that, because when I did mention it on Twitter, I've had a big Facebook discussion with lots of you this morning, because I wanted to know what you guys thought about sponsorship, and that's what the rest of the video is going to be about. Perception, how you guys feel about sponsored videos and blog posts. In my opinion, sponsored blog posts are fine. Nobody really cares about sponsored blog posts. In the past, I've tried to do as few sponsored videos as possible, and anything that people want me to talk about and want to pay me to do so, I'll do on my blog. Really, even if people send me products, I wouldn't, like recently, yesterday in fact, someone asked me to review a fragrance, and they said, oh, we'll send you this fragrance, would you review it on your YouTube channel? And this happens quite often to me. And I always say no. I say, no, I won't review it on my YouTube channel, but I will review it on my blog. There's every chance that that fragrance might make it into a YouTube video, but it won't be, I'm not being paid to do that. Someone might send me something, and they might ask me to review it on my blog. That won't affect me in any way. If someone sends me something and I hate it, I'm going to tell you guys that I hate it. But I think that's the main thing that people don't like about sponsorship, is that they think, and I can't speak for other people, but they think that once you're being paid for something, that your opinion is completely irrelevant and that you will only speak highly of the product. Now, I won't accept money to review a product, but I will accept money to promote a product, and that, to me, there is a line, but maybe to you guys there isn't. So that's part of why I wanted to ask this question. In part, this video is kind of my policy on sponsorship, and telling you a bit about what I'm going to be doing moving forward. And in part, I want your feedback and how you feel about sponsored videos. Most of what I got from the Facebook chat this morning, I've made some notes. One thing is someone said, once a YouTuber has made a sponsored video, they are a sponsored YouTuber. That wasn't their entire sentence, that's just kind of what I got from what they said. Basically, once someone had been sponsored, they didn't trust them anymore, and XYZ. I felt really terrible about that, because if I am sponsored to talk about something in one video, that doesn't mean that every single video I make after that is a lie. It doesn't even mean that that video was a lie. It just means that for that particular video, I was paid by a company to mention one of their products. I wouldn't tell you I loved it unless I did love it, and if I didn't love it, I'd tell you that I didn't love it. If someone pays me £50, £100, whatever it is, and says, will you please mention this product? Yes, I will. I won't necessarily tell them that I like it, but I'll mention it. Recently I did a video for Scent Grape, and I mentioned some of their products in a Get Ready With Me or a bath time video. And basically they said, will you promote my products on your blog? And I said, yes, I will. I'll tell them what they do, I'll tell them the ethos of the brand, I'll show them the pictures of the products, I'll tell them if I've tried them, how I feel about them, but I'm not going to review them for money, but just understand that I'm going to find the pros and cons in everything, and they were totally fine with it. They then asked me if I'd make a video, and I said I'd only make a video if I liked the products. So I kept them for a little while, tried them out. There were 2 products that I did really like, and so I contacted them and said yes, there is. I would make a video, and then they paid me X amount more to make that video. And so that video was sponsored, and yet I did already like the products. As far as I'm concerned, that's kind of a win-win. Whereas I think a lot of people think that people are paid and then suddenly they have to love the product, and that's not the case at all. For me anyway, I can't speak for everybody else. This is going to be such a rambly video, it's going to be so difficult to keep this in check. But yeah, getting back to the question there, I don't think that once I've made a sponsored video, I am a sponsored YouTuber, because if I mention Scent Grape again, that's totally of my own volition. I'm not being paid to do so. Paid reviews versus free samples. Now, I think free samples is a completely different issue. As far as I'm concerned, I get something for free, and it's exactly the same if I bought it in a store. Recently, I was actually sent a huge box of things from Cussons, the brand. Loads and loads of different brands fall under that umbrella. I sent lots and lots of things from them, and the note that came with it from the PR was brilliant. Basically said, mentioned our email, blah, 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 and said, I hope you find something you like. There were probably 25 products in this box, and they weren't by any means asking me to mention any of them. They weren't asking me to review any of them. All they wanted was for me to try some of their products in the hope that one of them might make it into a video if I liked it. Now, I'm going to review as many of those products as possible, because as far as I'm concerned, they did actually send me them. That is at a cost to them, and even if I don't like it, I'm still going to review it. But I want to review as many of them as I can. But I don't have to, and I'm not being paid to do it. Just because it's sent to me doesn't mean that I'm biased in any way. I mean, they didn't even expect me to make one review. They hope, but they didn't ask me to, and that's something that I think people assume. And to be fair, that's not the same with all PRs. Some PR companies will constantly hound you until you do the review, and sometimes I just won't do it. If they do that, that just really irritates me. Some PR companies will say, would you review this? We only want you to say X, Y, Z, and I'll say no. I absolutely have to be honest. If I don't like something, I'm going to say. And yeah, not all PR companies are the same, just the same as YouTubers and bloggers aren't all the same, but that's how I feel about samples. Paid product placements versus paid reviews. Now, this is more what I would do. I would do a product placement as opposed to a paid review. If someone said, I would sponsor you for this product, please mention it in a video, then I might mention it in, say, well, like the spa video, for example. I actually did like those products. I had tried them, but if someone sent me something and I thought, oh, that would fit in well with this video that I'm thinking of, the bath salt, for example, which again, I did like. There were some products from them that I wasn't so keen on, and there were definitely some cons to their products. Their packaging was very small. I thought that they were expensive for what they were. I gave them feedback and they're actually changing their packaging, so that's great. But there are some products that, they just seem to fit into a category. And say, for example, bath salts, if I was making a video about having a bath and someone said, oh, I'll pay you £50 to mention this bath salts, I might put the bath salts in the bath. I don't have to tell you, oh wow, this product is amazing. I just have to show you me putting the bath salts in the bath. And for me, that's product placement over a review. That's a completely separate thing. But this is where you guys come in, and I want to know how you feel about that, because you guys and you watching this video right now is giving me the opportunity to get those paid placements, to get anything, to be here talking to you right now and making money doing it. You're the ones that allowed me to do that because you watched my video. So it's important to me that how you feel about the decisions that I make with regards to sponsorship. So that's how I feel, and I wouldn't be paid to review something. But another thing that came up in the chat this morning was, what if, let's say Soap and Glory Peaches and Clean, you all know I love that. Say Soap and Glory contacted me and said, I'll give you £500 to review Peaches and Clean. Now, I wouldn't do a paid review as per my general kind of philosophy on sponsorship. However, I already love that. You guys know I love it. So I would be stupid to turn down a huge amount of money. Okay, my camera died, so I'm going to finish this on my MacBook. What's the word? Camera thing up there. What's it called? Webcam! So yeah, it's not going to be the fantastic, most amazing quality for the remainder of the video. However, I did want to finish it and I didn't want to have to go and charge my battery. Anyway, so I wanted to finish this video while I'm on a roll. And where I got up to was, if I remember, if someone wanted to pay me for something or to review something that I already really liked, where would I fall on that? And that is a tricky one. It's a grey area for me. But to be quite honest, if it's something that I've already told you guys that I love, I would be cool with it. It would be strange to review one individual product like that. But I have started doing that, so maybe it wouldn't be as odd. But that's the only situation in which I would be paid to review something, if I already loved it. Someone said that they felt sponsored videos, the YouTubers were paid to sell the products. And that kind of stuck out at me because I'm absolutely not, let me just move this camera a little bit, that's better. I'm absolutely not paid to sell anybody's products. I have no vested interest in that company whatsoever. Maybe I love a product and I really want you to try it, but that's like a genuine love of something, and that's the same as if I was getting sponsored to talk about something or not. I'm not being paid to sell something, I'm being paid to talk about it. It's just raising awareness. And someone else mentioned that beauty companies are treating YouTubers like marketing tools, and they absolutely are. I am a marketing tool. I'm talking to you guys right now, and you are a primed audience, all probably as addicted to beauty as I am. And it's as a specific audience as you can possibly get. You can put an ad on the TV, but you don't know who's watching it. You put an ad in a magazine, but you don't know who's reading it. Pretty much everyone that's watching this video right now is interested in beauty products, and you can't get better than that when it comes to marketing. So yes, they absolutely do see YouTubers as marketing, and I can see why that irritates people, but at the same time, they'd be stupid not to use that tool. What else have we got on here? Oh, this is a good one. Don't become like every other sponsored YouTuber. Now, I don't think that every other sponsored YouTuber is exactly the same, because I think that there are people out there making sponsored videos and you don't even know it. It's so natural. It will be linked in the info bar that something was paid for, that something was sponsored, but unless you look in the info bar, you wouldn't even know. So yes, there are very obviously sponsored videos. There are very obviously people that are mentioning things and, oh, by the way, go and check out this and da-da-da-da-da. And it comes across very fake, and I never ever want to get to that point. I do know what you mean by all those other YouTubers, because some do come across as very, very fake. However, in my opinion, so long as the sponsored videos aren't outweighing the regular content, then it's not an issue. If I see 1 in 10 videos has been obviously sponsored, I really don't care. Whereas if every single video they make is obviously because they've been sponsored, it wears on you after a little while. One of the bloggers that I watch is Sonia Castaneda, and I love her videos, and she gets such a huge amount of stick for the sponsored videos. But I mean, she's a single mom. And you know, I know that she gets a lot of hate anyway, but she's a single mom and she is making these videos, and that is her job. And if she's getting paid, I don't know, £1,000, £5,000, I have no idea. But if she's getting paid a huge amount of money, I don't begrudge her that at all, especially because she does make other videos in between. And I don't know, when I read the comments that she gets, I'm like, I used to say when I got hate comments, and to be fair, I'm really lucky now. I really don't get the same kind of hate that I used to. People just took a real dislike to me once upon a time. And I'm sure they're all out there still, but you know, when you compare me to a lot of other people, I get a lot of constructive criticism. A lot of people say, you know, you're not talking enough about budget products and stuff, and I totally take that on board. I do like to mix in other things as well, because I think it's important for you guys to know that I do try higher end products, and I know what is worth your money. You know, if I only ever try something cheap, then I can't tell you that it's as good as something expensive. That's been something that I've said for a really long time. But at the same time, someone that, you know, kicks off about me not talking enough about budget products, I do take that as constructive criticism. Whereas, you know, you used to get the more horrible people. And she gets really terrible comments. And I did always say that I didn't get paid enough for people to speak to me like that. And I always wonder, how much is enough? How much is enough for someone to constantly berate you? How much is enough before you stop reading your comments? Maybe if it gets to a certain stage, you do kind of switch off from your audience. If you get to a certain level and people are just awful, then it is just, well, why not make as much money as possible? Because I'm not reading the comments. I don't really care about the people that are watching. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a certain level of YouTube, and maybe it's whether or not people like you. And I don't think that always comes from sponsorship. I think people just sometimes take a dislike to people. There are people that I watch that I absolutely love, and people hate them. And there is no good reason other than, you know, resentment and jealousy that they're getting to do this great thing, or that they're super attractive. Maybe it's that, but I don't know. That's kind of off on a tangent, but I do think that has got something to do with people being a little bit more mercenary and a little bit more money oriented, because if you are not connecting with your viewer, then you don't care quite so much about what they think about the content of your blogs and stuff, you know? I don't know. But I just wanted to be clear that if I do make sponsored videos in the future, they will be annotated within the video. I want you guys to leave me comments below and let me know how you feel about sponsored videos and blog posts, what you think constitutes good and bad. I don't think it's quite as simple as saying don't do them, because, you know, you got to make a living. And I don't think it's, I did used to just say no. Those of you that have been following me for a long time may remember my buyer power videos. Now, at first they were like, oh yeah, people, you know, really liked buyer power. I maybe made 4 or 5 of those videos. And by the end, I think that's how I got my thread on Guru Gossip, because people hated the buyer power videos. And let me just tell you, I used to get £20 a time for those buyer power videos. I genuinely really, really liked the brand. I really liked the whole idea of it, and people just hated it. People hated the fact that I'd obviously been paid, not a lot of money, but I'd been paid to make a video for a company. They just hated it, and that really put me off doing it again. And then it's only just really recently that I thought, well, you know, I could do it for something alongside my blog. And so I did want to mention it on my YouTube channel, because obviously for a while I've not done it. And those of you who have been following me for a while might suddenly think, oh, well, you know, this is obviously sponsored or whatever. I want to just put it out there that I'm never going to tell you something that is false. I'm never going to be absolutely raving about something that I hate. And also, I've made a lot of videos this week, and something that someone said was, suddenly people are making a lot of videos because they're getting a lot of sponsorship and blah, blah, blah. The reason that I've had so many videos up this week is because it's coming up to Halloween, and some of the videos are kind of October centric, and so they have to go up in October. And next week, I'm trying to keep things clear for some Halloween themed videos. So I have like a Halloween cupcake thing. I'm going to do my outfit on Saturday when I go to the party. So I just wanted to get some stuff up and out of the way, and they were spread out over the month, but then I realised I was running out of space in the month and I had too many videos. So it's not the worst thing to have too many videos, but I think I'm going to put this up today, and you will have already had a video today and yesterday, and there's going to be a video tomorrow. So don't, you know, none of these videos are sponsored. I have no sponsored videos right now, and none coming up. So this is not about anything specific, but I just wanted to mention, because someone did say about lots and lots of videos, that's not the case at all. So sorry it's been so long. Hope that I got across everything I wanted to, but God knows. But please leave your comments below, positive and negative. I'm open to everything. I will respond if I feel like I can, but if it gets, you know, if there's a lot, then just kind of let me know how you feel about them, and feel, you know, respond to each other, talk amongst yourselves about how you feel about it, and how you feel about just YouTubers in general accepting sponsorship, how you feel people might have changed, or if you've got a really good example of a YouTuber that does accept sponsorship and yet you feel like they're still watchable, then I'd be interested to hear about them as well, and hopefully I will be one of those YouTubers. There are products that are worth talking about, and if people are willing to pay me and I want to talk about it anyway, then I'm going to do that. But yeah, sponsorship. It's a tricky situation, it's a tricky subject, but not as tricky as this video has been long. So I will see you guys tomorrow in a much shorter video.